I know I've been keeping you a long time. I want to hit on just one more thing, and I'll get you out of here with some rapid fire. I have to mention New Found Glory. Obviously, you've done some iconic albums of theirs. Their bassist, Ian Grushka, is a good friend of mine. He said you're an awesome dude and to tell you hello.
Oh, great.
So
how are you guys friends?
He came on the podcast like several years back, and since then we've kept in touch and talk every day. Like, he's so nice.
Yeah. They're really, really nice guys. I mean, when I met them, they were so young. They were still in Fort Lauderdale. I was in South Beach working on a different project. And they were going to have a record coming up or something. They were like just getting in the fold of doing stuff. And so they were like, well, you should meet with them. So they drove down their van one night and met me like at the hotel where I was staying. And then the next day, I think I had a rental car or something. I drove up and hung out with Chad. Like, Chad's who I really was closest with in the band. I mean, I know them all, but Chad and I had a really tight relationship, and like hung out in his like bedroom in his house. He was the first person to play Dashboard Confessional for me.
Oh, wow.
Before that was a project, before it was anything, it was just like a friend of his. He's like, oh, hey, let's listen to this. I really like those guys a lot, and it was fun working on stuff for them.
Yeah, because they were with Drive Through and then Come to MCA, like the whole 9 yards. And then what's interesting to me is we've talked about the importance of an album title. The first one is self-titled. For you, does that make things like so much harder, or is it fine?
I still really like that cover a lot. We shot all those things. I was living in Venice then, but I wasn't in my loft. I was in this little like beach cottage on a walk street, and we shot all that stuff, I think, like right around the house or some parts of it. The Michael Jackson record player came from Richard and Stephanie Rains. So collected a few things around that. The Britney Spears tickets were Chad's, I think. I think he gives those to shoot that. I had to make sure I got those back to him.
Did you have very specific things in mind, or was this random stuff around a house, or what?
It's pretty. I mean, if you look at it, it's pretty specific. You know what I mean? It looks. You know what I mean? It looks random, but it's not. It's not really random, if that makes sense.
I gotcha.
It have kind of a casual look to it, but it's pretty thoughtful if you start to kind of put it all together.
Yeah, it's iconic album, man. Killer album.
You bought a lot of condoms that day. I'll just say that. You had her in the house for a long time.
That's funny. The follow-up, Sticks and Stones. I
really like that one. You know what I mean? I thought that was pretty kind of clever. And if you think about it, like, that's a different, but it's a similar kind of intellectual. I don't know if I want to say humor. It's cuter, you know what I mean? Like they were kind of cuter. Things were a little bit sweeter with them, and that's kind of who they are as a band.
Yeah, where did those kids come from? Did you cast those kids or somebody's nephew?
Yeah, we cast them. I can't remember who they were exactly. I think that young man had his first kiss that day.
Oh,
a little.
This was not David Goldman on photography, was it?
David Goldman never made a return.